Welcome to this chest opening yoga class with me, Lucy Foster-Perkins, for Surf Dome Surf Fit yoga series. I'm at Finn's Beach Club in Bali, and this class is particularly helpful for surfers. We spend so much time on our board, pulling ourselves forward with our hand, and that action brings tension into the shoulders and into the upper body. This class will help open up that tension and free the arms for when we're next on our surfboard. Let's get going. We'll start with the eyes closed. Sit back on your heels and notice as you inhale, the lungs fill with air and expand the chest. And then as you exhale, pad the hands towards the front of the mat. Let the head drop down to the ground. And have your chest in between your knees, so have your knees nice and wide. Keep that breath going. Notice how the chest expands with your inhale and falls away with your exhale. Then from here, take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers and draw the shoulders away from the ears. You can stay here if it's enough of a stretch in your shoulders, or you can take your arms up and over your head. Take a few breaths here. Now you can stay here, or you've got the option of taking your head a little closer to the front of the mat. Now tipping your head forward so the top of the head comes to the ground and the arms come up and over the head, so the hips come over the knees. Keep breathing here. Take one more inhale and exhale. Then bringing the hands back towards the hips, bringing the hips down towards the heels. Take the hands underneath the shoulders and come up to all fours. Check your hands are under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. Now as you inhale, arch the back, look up to the sky. As you exhale, curl the back, looking down towards the stomach. Couple more of these. Inhale, arching. Exhale, curling. As you arch, really feel like you're expanding the chest forward. As you exhale, feel like you're giving the chest a hug with your shoulders. Great. Now pad the hands even further forward, tuck the toes under, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Your first upside down V shape. Keep the breath going. Maybe have the knees bent for your first downward dog. Check the hands are pressing into the earth and you're externally rotating the upper arms to free the shoulders. On your next exhale, take the knees down to the ground. Check your hands are underneath your shoulders. Then to expand the chest even more, on your inhale, take the right hand to the sky. Leave the left hand on the ground and look up towards the right fingertips. Nice. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, take the right hand down. Other side. Inhale the left hand to the sky. Keep the right hand on the ground. Keep the hips over the knees. Inhale here. And exhale down. Then again, pad the hands even further forward to the front. Keep the hips over the knees and melt the heart down to the ground to puppy. This is quite a stretch in the chest, lower back and shoulders. So you can either have the forehead on the ground or you can have your chin on the ground and look forward for a bit more of a stretch. Keep breathing here. Encouraging the breath to fill the chest, opening up that space. Now on your next inhale, lift yourself up, but keep the forearms on the ground. You can take them a little closer towards your knees. Check your forearms are parallel, then tuck the toes under, lift the hips to dolphin. So same as downward dog, but your forearms are on the ground. Again, you can have the knees bent, maybe walk the feet a little closer towards the elbows, and keep breathing here. The head is off the ground here, so check that the head's not resting on the ground. The hips are still reaching towards the sky. Now for a bit of a challenge, as you inhale, look towards your thumbs. As you exhale, press into the hands to lift the elbows off the ground back to downward dog. Then begin to walk the feet towards the front of the mat. Once you're halfway there, walk the hands back to the feet. Have the feet hip distance apart. Allow the weight of the head to drop down. Then bend the knees and slowly begin to roll up through the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Take your time. Coming all the way up to standing. And once you come to standing, draw the shoulders up to the ears and drop them away, creating space between the ears and the shoulders. On your next inhale, take the hands above the head, look up to the thumbs. As you exhale, take the hands behind the head and look down towards your toes. Interlace the fingers, open the elbows wide, look up towards the sky, breathing here for a few breaths. One more inhale. As you exhale, bring the elbows together, bring the chin down to the chest, bend the knees and take the elbows down to the knees. We're not pushing at the back of the head, we're just allowing the weight to find that stretch. As you inhale, take the hands above the head, come up to standing, look up. As you exhale, fold all the way down, let the head drop down and the hands come down to the ground. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Now from here, come up halfway so your back is like a table. Give yourself a hug with the right arm under the left. Then either staying here or binding the forearms as well and allowing your body to fold down again. You should find a nice stretch behind the shoulder blades. Remember, you can have the knees bent as well and let the head drop down. On your next inhale, keep the bind in your arms, bring yourself all the way up and look up towards your fingertips above you. As you exhale, release the arms back down to the side. Second side, inhale, lift up, look up. As you exhale, take the hands behind the head, look down to the toes. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, elbows wide, look up. Take an extra couple of breaths here. On your next exhale, draw the elbows together, bend the knees, bring the elbows down towards the knees, look down to the stomach. Nice. Inhale, take the hands above the head, look up to the thumbs. And as you exhale, bring yourself all the way down, hands come down to the ground, head drops down. Inhale, come halfway up. This time giving yourself a hug with the left arm under the right. Staying here or binding the forearms and then letting the head drop down. Maybe have a bend in the knees and the forearms drop down. Nice. Finding that nice stretch behind the back of the shoulders. On your next inhale, keep the bind in the arms. Bring yourself all the way up. Look up to the thumbs. And as you exhale, release the arms and take them back down to the side. Great. Stepping to the front of the mat if you're not there already. Let's start our sun salutes. So inhale, lift up the hands. Look up to the thumbs. Exhale, fold all the way down. Let the head drop down. Inhale, take the right foot back to a long lunge. Open up the heart space to the front. And as you exhale, left leg joins the right. You come back to downward dog. Great. Inhale, lift the heels off the ground. Ripple through the spine to plank. As you exhale, take the knees down to the ground. The chest and chin comes down, but the bum stays in the air. Inhale, hips drop down to the ground. Heart lifts to cobra, shoulders drop away. Exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips. Downward dog. 4 or 5 deep breaths in downward dog. Really thinking of the chest opening, so you're not allowing it to collapse down to the ground. You're simply allowing it to fill with air with every inhale. And then for the stomach to drop down to the spine on an exhale. Nice. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, bend the knees and look forward. Inhale, take the right foot in between the hands, gaze towards the horizon. As you exhale, the left foot joins the right and you fold down. Inhale, take the hands above the head, look up to the thumbs. And as you exhale, take the hands to prayer in front of the chest. Great. Second side. Inhale, take the hands above the head, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, let the chest lead you as you drop all the way down to the ground. Inhale the left leg back to a long lunge this time. Heart space reaches forward. Exhale, right foot joins the left, downward facing dog. Inhale, take the heels off the ground. Ripple through the spine to plank. And as you exhale, drop the knees down to the ground, chest and chin. Now think of the chest coming forwards as the hips drop down, come up to cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Great. A few breaths in downward dog. Maybe the knees stay bent, maybe the legs begin to lengthen a little longer. Maybe the heels reach down towards the ground. Check there's no tension between your ears and your shoulders. Drop the shoulders away, really open up those shoulders. Take another inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, left foot in between the hands, gaze towards the horizon. As you exhale, the right foot joins the left, folding forwards. Inhale, hands come above the head. Bring yourself all the way up, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, hands come down to the chest and then down to the side. Nice. Inhale, hands come up and over. This time bring an arch into the back. As you exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, gaze towards the horizon, nice flat back. As you exhale, step or jump back to plank, stay in plank. Take another inhale here. As you exhale, you can take knees down, chest, chin, or lower from high plank to low plank. Keep the elbows squeezed in. Inhale, flip the toes over, lift the heart to upward dog. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Lifting the chest up so much so that the thighs come off the ground. Exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Nice. Keep the hips reaching up to the sky. And as you inhale, take the left foot in between the hands. Right foot comes to 45 degrees on the mat, and you come up to warrior one. Check the shoulders are over the hips. You're not lifting forward or pulling back. Interlace the fingers behind the back, draw the shoulders away from the ears. As you inhale, lift the heart towards the sky. As you exhale, fold the chest forward and the hands come up and over the head. Keep the elbows straight. You're in a great position here to look back towards that right leg. Check the right foot is at 45 degrees and the whole foot's on the ground. The left shoulder can come to the inside of the left leg. Hands are still reaching up and over the head. Nice. Allow them to come a little further with each breath. Great. On your inhale, bring yourself all the way back up. Take the hands to the waist and square the right foot off so the heel is off the ground. Nice. Stay here in a long runner's lunge. Take the hands behind the head and open the elbows nice and wide. Maybe lift the chest towards the sky even more so you're gazing up on a diagonal towards the sky. Elbows are wide, thinking of lifting up, up, up before you go back, so you're not collapsing in your lower back. Great. Inhale all the way up. Take the hands to the waist and turn both feet to the right, pigeon-toeing your toes a little bit, so bringing them a little closer than your heels. Interlace your fingers behind the back. Inhale, lift the heart to the sky, and as you exhale, fold down so your hands come up and over your head. Now if your head is way off the ground, then take your feet a little wider and you can bend your knees as well. If you find your head is on the ground, then maybe take your feet a little closer towards each other. Then with every exhale, your hands come up and over your head even further, opening up that space in the chest again. Great. Bring the hands back towards the hips, release the fingers. Then leave your right hand on the sacrum and take your left hand to the right leg, looking over the right shoulder. So you get a nice twist in the body. And you can either stay here or the right hand can come to the sky, looking up towards your right fingertips. Nice. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, drop the right hand down and swapping legs. So the right hand comes to the left leg, left hand comes to the sacrum. Or as you bring your chest towards the sky, maybe your left hand reaches up towards the sky as well. Check that both sides of the hips are the same level, so one's not coming higher than the other. And if you have your knees bent, then bend them the same amount on both sides. And as you exhale, bring the left hand down, both hands come down to the ground. Inhale, gaze towards the horizon, fingertips come to the earth. As you exhale, bring the hands to the waist and look down to the ground. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, and as you exhale, turn to the front, frame the left foot with your hands, step back to downward dog or dolphin with your forearms on the ground. Keep the hips lifted and keep the shoulders away from the ears, whatever version you're going for. If you're in dolphin, inhale, look towards the thumbs. As you exhale, press the hands into the ground, the elbows come off, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here, again maybe with the eyes closed. Other side. Inhale the right foot in between the hands. Left foot comes to 45 degrees on the ground, bringing yourself all the way up, warrior one. Nice. Checking the right knee is over the right ankle. The headlights on the hips are aiming to face the front of the mat. Then from here, taking the hands behind you, interlace your fingers. You would have interlaced your fingers the normal way the first time, so go one digit across to the unnormal way. Inhale, lift the heart, look up. Exhale, fold forward, humble warrior, hands come up and over the head. And take a few checks around the body while you're here. So right knee stays over the right ankle. Left foot is at 45 degrees. And with every exhale, you allow the chest and the head to drop down. Nice. And slowly the arms will come up and over the head a little further with every exhale. On your next inhale, bringing yourself all the way up, take the hands to the waist, square the left foot off so the heel is off the ground. Keep the left leg straight as you take the hands behind the head, interlace the fingers, lift the chest towards the sky, and look up on a diagonal. Breathing deeply, opening the chest a little further with every inhale. Nice. On your next inhale, bring yourself all the way up, take the hands to the waist, turn the toes to the left, and again interlace the fingers behind the back. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Inhale, lift the heart, look up. And as you exhale, fold forward, let the hands come up and over the head again. Readjust your feet if you need to. Allow the head to be loose, maybe check it with a little shake no, and nod yes. Great. 2 more breaths here. All these shoulder stretches are just encouraging the chest area to really open and expand. So breathe into that area. On your next exhale, bring your hands back towards your hips and then drop them down to the ground. Left hand comes underneath the nose on the ground this time, as the right hand reaches towards the sky and you look up towards your right fingertips. Try not to have too much weight in the left hand. The right hand is reaching up so much so that the left hand stays light. Swapping sides. Right arm comes down, left arm comes to the sky, and again you're looking up towards the left fingertips, opening up that space between the shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale, left hand comes down. Inhale, fingertips come to the ground, gaze towards the horizon. As you exhale, look down to the ground and the hands come to the waist. Inhale, bring yourself all the way back up. Turn the right toes to the front. Frame the foot with your hands on the ground. And then again, step back to dolphin. Let the head drop down. And if it's a little tiring for your shoulders, you can always drop down to child's pose, the position we started with. Whatever version you're going for, reconnecting with the breath. Then whether you're in downward dog, child's pose or dolphin, bring yourself all the way down to plank and then lying on your stomach. Interlace the fingers behind the back one more time, drawing the shoulders away. Inhale, lift the heart to cobra with the hands interlaced behind you. Squeeze the legs together, maybe stay here, or maybe take the legs off as well, but check that the legs stay nice and straight. Breathing into the space in your chest, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, come all the way down. Place the hands either side of the ribs. Press into the hands, coming back up to all fours. Then child's pose, sitting back on your hips. Allowing the knees to be wide and the chest to melt down to the ground. Then from here, begin to bring yourself back up to sitting. Then rock the weight forward, tuck the toes under, and you can use your hands to help get all the toes underneath you. Now, if this is a bit much for your toes, you can place your knees on a block, or maybe point the feet and sit on the heels. Right arm comes up and over the head, left arm comes underneath the back. See if you can interlace the fingers behind your back, or hold onto your t-shirt if you're not quite there yet. Taking long, deep breaths. Allowing the stretch to settle and release. closing the eyes, sending your breath to any part of the body that might feel tight. Giving your body this space, this time, to release and open. Great. 2 more breaths. And then on your final exhale, letting go of the fingers, rocking the weight forward into your hands, untucking the toes and sitting back on your heels to swap arms. Left arm comes up and over the head, right arm comes behind the back, and you're either holding on to your fingers or to your t-shirt, or to a strap if you have one available. And again, breathing deeply here, sending your breath to any part of the body that might feel tight. And if this is too much for your ankles, you can take your feet in front of you, cross the legs and sit back on your bum. Final exhale, bring the hands forward and work your way all the way down to lying on your front again. Then taking the right arm to the side, keep the arm straight and in line with your shoulder. Rolling onto your right side, the left leg can bend so the sole of the foot comes to the ground. You can stay here, or you can take your left arm behind the back for a bit of an extra stretch. You should feel this in your right arm. Breathing here, allowing the weight of the body to sink down, using gravity to help you so you don't have to use any of your muscles here. You can allow them to switch off. Giving your body and your shoulders this time to open up, that chest space to be released. Take 1 more inhale, and as you exhale, begin to roll onto your front to switch sides. Left arm comes out to the side in line with the shoulder, rolling onto your left hand side. The right leg can bend so the sole of the foot comes to the ground. And you have the option of taking your right arm behind the back. And again, resting here. Find the stretch in your left shoulder. Find a place that works for you. Breathe easy. And see if you can start to switch off the muscles while you're here. Take 1 more inhale. And as you exhale, roll into your stomach. Release the arm and roll onto your back. From here, take your hands underneath your bum, sitting on the top of your arms, and prop yourself up onto your elbows. As you inhale, lift the chest to the sky, and as you exhale, let the head fall back, if this feels good for you, to look back behind you. Really lifting the chest to the sky with every inhale, having the elbows as much as you can underneath you. Nice. 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, bring your chin to the chest, release your arms and roll all the way down onto your back, squeezing the left knee towards the chest. Give that left knee a nice hug with your arms, and then cross the left leg over the body, extending the left arm towards the side and looking at your left fingertips. So you've got a full twist in the spine. And then again, allow gravity to do the work here. You don't have to do anything or be anywhere, but to simply enjoy this twist in the spine. Keep breathing. And as you inhale, bring your left knee towards the chest again. Give it a nice squeeze before you switch legs. Left leg comes down, right leg comes in towards the chest. Give it a squeeze. Then cross the right leg across the body. Extend the right arm to the side and look at your right fingertips. And again, just breathe here. Enjoying the twist. A few more breaths here. Great. On your next inhale, take your right knee towards the chest, give it a nice squeeze. Then take both knees together, squeeze them in towards the chest. Bring your forehead towards the knees as you inhale. And as you exhale, release everything down to Savasana, your final resting pose. Allow the feet to be wider than hip distance, the hands to be away from the body and the palms facing the sky. And you can close the eyes here, allowing your body to be still. Allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm. And allow the body to be heavy. Again, you don't have to be anywhere or do anything. Simply lying here and enjoying the space you've created in your body and particularly in the chest. The body remains heavy. The muscles remain still and calm. As you take your last 2 breaths in Savasana. Then slowly begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And rolling onto your left or your right hand side. Using your hands to bring yourself back up to sitting. Crossing the legs. And taking the hands to prayer in front of the heart. With the eyes closed, take a deep inhale into that heart space. And exhale as you bow the head to the heart. Namaste. If you'd like a longer practice, then head to the Surf Dome Surf Fit yoga series or head to my website, and you can even put 2 classes back to back. Enjoy.